What's going on, everyone? Dimitri here. In this video, I'm going to break down James Harden's shooting form. Harden does a few things I haven't seen before, so I'm excited to share those things with you. I'm going to show you all the different shooting mechanics that make up his jumper, from his stance to how he holds the ball, his set point, release, follow through, and more. These are all the pieces that make up the shooting form of James Harden. Alright, let's dive in. Let's start with his shooting stance and his legs. Here's Harden's ideal shooting stance, the stance he gets to when shooting regular on-balance jumpers. His feet are usually shoulder distance apart, or a little wider than that. And both knees cave inwards. Although the left one even more so, to the point where they're almost touching. And he points both feet to his right, which turns his whole body to the right. See how his body is facing the camera right now? By facing right like this, and by putting his left foot ahead of his right, this puts Harden's left shoulder, his shooting shoulder, further ahead than his right shoulder, aligning his release with the rim so that he doesn't have to shoot across his body. So this is Harden's default shooting stance. But I also want to show you what he does when shooting his signature step back. When stepping back, Harden lands on his toes and stays on his toes as he jumps. This helps him get the shot off even faster. He also leans forward when landing from his step back. He's not leaning forward to the same extent as the last one, but again, steps back onto his toes, leans forward, and rises up. And then, as for his legs, Harden jumps towards the basket as he shoots. When trying to get his shot off quickly, he doesn't jump that much. When trying to shoot over a contesting defender, he jumps higher. Next up, how Harden holds the basketball and where he places his hands. To start his shot, Harden puts his left hand, his shooting hand, on top of and in the middle of the ball, with his fingers spread. There's going to be some variance with this, but the majority of the time, Harden's hand is positioned so that his middle finger and ring finger are splitting the middle of the ball. I don't think I've seen this yet in any of my other form breakdowns so far. I usually see either middle finger in the middle or middle and pointer finger splitting the middle. I did find one clip with his middle finger in the middle, but yeah, like I said, most of the clips I have, his middle and ring fingers are splitting the middle. And this could just be a result of how his hand is angled. Okay, Harden's right hand, his guide hand, is over to the side and shaded down on what's for him the bottom right part of the ball. And his fingers are curling underneath the ball. You can really see the fingers curling here on this clip. As for his grip, Harden lets the ball sit on his finger pads and elevated up off his palm. You can really see it on this one. You can see through the space there. Same thing here. Ball elevated. Alright, next, his shot pocket and lift path. Harden tends to bring the ball between waist and knee height to start his shot, and he holds it in the middle of his body. This is his shot pocket. From here, he starts to dip the ball down away from his body before lifting it up to his set point. It's a very quick dip. And then here's his lift path, or the path of the ball from his shot pocket to his set point. It's up the right side of his body. Okay, from his shot pocket, Harden lifts the ball up to his set point here, before actually shooting the ball to the basket. Now, Harden's set point varies, and I'm not 100% certain on the reason. Sometimes his set point is low. Like on this one, the bottom of the ball is at his eyes, basically. And here, the ball is a little higher than the last clip, but it's still a low set point. In most of the clips I have though, Harden's set point is higher. Like on this one, the bottom of the ball is at the top of his head. Same thing here. So I thought, well, the two clips I showed you with a low set point, he was on the Nets. So maybe when he was on the Nets, he lowered his set point. But then I found this one when he was on the Sixers, low set point. And this one on the Rockets, low set point. And then I thought, well, maybe his set point is lower when he's wide open, like in warm-ups. Nah, the second one I showed you is with a defender closing out. And here he is in warm-ups, wide open with a higher set point. So yeah, I don't know. Regardless, the height of his set point varies. What is consistent though, is he brings the ball to the middle of his body at his set point. In order to achieve this, his forearm is tilted over to his right. His elbow is facing the basket. I'm a little past this set point here, so you can see it. Elbows facing the basket, forearm and hand are angled to the right. Back to the side view. With the height of his set point varying, his elbow varies from pointing below parallel with the ground to sometimes directly parallel with it, and sometimes it's above parallel. His wrist is also flexed back a little by the time he reaches his set point. It starts out straight or unflexed, but he flexes it back during his lift path. Okay, so that's James Harden's form and the location of the ball at his set point. The last part of Harden's shooting form, his release and follow through. From his set point, Harden fully extends his shooting elbow and snaps his wrist to shoot. And he gets great arc on his shots, and one indicator of this is the height of his elbow on his follow through. The higher your elbow finishes, the more arc you're going to get. Harden's elbow finishes high above his head. And then, as Harden extends his elbow to shoot, it goes this way. It travels to his right. And from here, his wrist snaps left towards the basket. Watch his wrist from here. I mentioned in the last section that when he reaches his set point, Harden's forearm and hand are tilted over to his right. So his hand is not quite directly under the ball at this point. It's under and over to the side of the ball. As his shot progresses from here though, right as he starts to release, his hand is now much more under the ball. It's not directly underneath, but close, and much more so than it was here at his set point. Now, what's interesting with Harden's release is, as he snaps his wrist, there's the tiniest hitch. You see it? There's a slight hesitation there. The flicking of his wrist isn't one fluid motion. There's a really brief hitch in it. A good way to notice this is watch the angle of his wrist change just a little bit and then pause before continuing. Watch it a little bit faster. Watch for the slight hesitation. And here it is from the back view. You can see how his wrist snap is kinda like broken up into segments. Like I said, it's just not perfectly fluid. Doesn't matter, just something unique with Harden that I haven't seen before. Okay, and then as he follows through, his fingers curl and face down, and his palm finishes facing down. I showed you earlier how his fingers are spread on the ball. Well, as he shoots, they finish closer together. And here they are as they leave the ball. It looks to me like he's shooting predominantly with his pointer, middle, and ring finger. See how his pinky isn't curled as much as the others? Watch the pointer, middle, and ring finger. And his middle finger, being the longest finger, is the last to leave the ball. Last two things. To start his shot, Harden puts his guide hand on the side of the ball and shaded down, with his fingers curling underneath. Right before he releases, Harden gets his guide hand off the ball and out of the way. He does this by flexing his wrist back slightly. And now, with his guide hand completely off the ball, there's zero interference or influence as he releases. Okay, last thing, his eyes. I haven't seen anyone do this yet. As he's still releasing, Harden looks up at the ball. He's not even done shooting and his eyes are up. But then he brings them back down to the rim. So Harden watches the ball as he releases, but then looks at the rim. His shooting stance, how he holds the ball, his shot pocket, lift path, set point, and release and follow through. These are all the different pieces that make up the shooting form of James Harden. Hope you enjoyed this one and learned a thing or two that helps you with your own shooting form. I'll put a link to my other shooting form breakdown videos in the description. And if you'd like to support me and my channel, you can do so by becoming a channel member. You'll also unlock a few members-only perks like sneak peeks of upcoming videos. Click the join button below this video or on my channel page to learn more. Alright, besides that, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.